We are live. Hello there. I am talking from my kitchen. I have a lot of dishes to do, so I just thought I'd come live with the tribe here. And, there's probably a lot of people feeling things, feeling kind of strange, ascension symptoms, awakening, dejection, depression, all sorts of things, feeling funky in our body. And I just want to keep the conversation alive and going. So I'm cleaning, and I just thought maybe if there was a few people here that wanted to jump on, ask questions, give their 2 cents. Um, Personally, it's been tough sleeping lately. Oh dear, this hair of mine, Colorado makes my hair so unruly. But the topic, guys, is awakening and ascension. And if you are on this video or on my channel, all of us are on this awakening journey. We are all on this awakening journey. And what does that mean? That means we're waking up to different perspectives, to living in a different paradigm, to different timelines. There's a lot to awaken from, right? And we're waking up to the fact that all of our density and all of our shadow sides kind of was imprinted on there. And we made choices around it. And some of us believed it. And so one of the things is that what if all your shadow stuff is a result of someone else's weakness, right? Like that programmed you on some level. And maybe it's time to let that go. Maybe it's time to let that go. On another level, maybe we had trauma. On today's video, I talked about that. I talked about the density of trauma, and trauma only being, it's just unprocessed energy. So when something's happening too fast, too soon for a person that cannot process it fast enough, some people are fast processors of energy and some aren't. So it's really common to have several people in a family growing up in the same atmosphere, having pretty much similar situations, and that they don't have as much childhood trauma as, say, another sibling. And because they have different abilities to process energy. And so get that energy moving. And so we're in our awakening process. We are moving that energy from childhood trauma. And we're getting the density out of us so we can float up. So anyway, let me know where you guys are. What are you doing right now? You relaxing on the couch? I don't know about you, but sometimes I listen to YouTube in the shower. Maybe you're on a walk. But I'm just going to hang out here, see if I can get a few people having a conversation with me while I finish cleaning up. Lately, I'm just kind of full force ahead. I have lots of different courses that I'm working on getting up on Teachable. I'm really wanting to bring this channel to the next level. My TikTok channel is about to go to the level of where I can start doing lives. So I'm really kind of amping up my mission here, really sharing the light about how we lighten ourselves up, about helping the earth ascend and what that means. I am not linked to any dogma or spiritual practice or anything. I really believe that we have a connection to our source selves. That's really kind of the only dogma that I follow. I've practiced a lot of different dogma in my life. I've been a born-again Christian. I've been a unity person. I've been a yogi for a long time. I've also been, I studied access consciousness. So I have a lot, law of attraction, Reiki, holy fire Reiki. And now I kind of just do things on my own. I feel like I've gotten to a vibrational level where I am kind of just listening to my guidance from myself at source. So yeah, let me know where you guys are. Where are you guys? Are you listening to yourself at source? Do you have guides that you're listening to? Do you have a certain angel that you're working with? Just curious what everyone's doing. And so, you know, ascension, the way I see it, I think there's lots of different types of ascension, but the way I see it is ascension is bringing a very high consciousness of light source energy into this body. And that takes some adjusting. That takes some adjusting for the cells and the DNA, and that adjustment, depending on how much resistance we have to it or awareness we have of it, can create ascension symptoms or discomfort or feeling dizzy or ADD or not being able to sleep. But it's also creating a lot of awareness, a lot of energy shifting, your trauma's going away. So it's an exciting time. The other thing that's very interesting to me, let me know if this is interesting to you, different diagnoses of mental health. I feel like they are people that have capacities, energetic capacities. I feel really strongly about that. Feel really strongly that people with like autism or bipolar or maybe even schizophrenia have capacities that they don't know exactly how to run yet. And we're helping them the best way we can through medication, but I feel like the medication is kind of shutting down the capacities. So how do we teach them to be with their uniqueness without dumbing down their capacities that they're here to show us and evolve humanity with? So those are some things that are interesting to me. What topics are interesting to you in this Great Awakening and Ascension time? My youngest son was telling me that Tesla, who was it? The founder of Tesla, I forget his name. He wants to go colonize Mars. And Jeff, and the guy from Amazon too, they want to go colonize Mars. And I'm like, okay. Go do that for Mars, and maybe us light workers will stay here and help the planet ascend. Because the planet wants to head to what, 5th and 7th dimension. So I feel like I have a calling to help the planet, Gaia Mama, sustain frequencies. So, you know, that's another thing that's happening, is that we have a 3D collective consciousness on the planet. The planet herself wants to raise to the 5th or 7th dimension. And then that's bringing frequencies up too that people are feeling and don't know what's happening to them and stuff. So I say, colonize Mars, leave the light workers here, and we'll help Earth go to the next dimension here. And since dimensions are levels of consciousness, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Will it just be different timelines and different awareness? Will the face of the earth change? Will politics, will different systems change? Be kind of cool. Be kind of cool. So I'm in for the long haul. I just turned 50, and I'm in for the long haul of like, let's see what the next 50 years or 100 years brings. I'm kind of curious to see that. I'm curious to see how long I can let light filter through this body. So anyway, what are some topics that are interesting to you about ascension and about awakening on the planet at this time? You know, I think we'll have different perspectives at different ages. So if you do comment either on the replay or live, let me know your age and let me know, like, not to have like ageism here, but I'm just curious, like different generations are coming in with different missions, I believe. Just like the rainbow kids, the indigo kids, the crystal kids, they're all different generations of light beings, of light workers, right? And volunteers. And they have some different things that they are kind of in charge of or leading the way with, right? you know, the Indigo Kids started that with, you know, there's indigos, like, I know a lot of, like, I feel like I'm an indigo from the 70s, but I think even from the 60s and 50s, you know, they sprinkle in, and maybe, I think my dad and my mom were indigos, were forerunner indigos. So, my dad was born in 49, my mom in 1950. And now I feel like my kids are crystal kids. So crystal or rainbow. So it's just a, you know, we've named it, but basically it's just I think, a level of consciousness that certain people, certain generations are coming in with. And what do you know about that? What do you know about crystal and rainbow kids? I'm so curious. Let me know what you know. So we go live on this channel regularly every Friday. And so every Friday we have a live stream. I'm trying to really make that regular, and it's for our tribe to just get together, you know, be on a topic. I do live sound, distant sound healing. And then I also just want to create these lives around interesting topics, and just keep the live open for anything that people are experiencing that feel kind of, you know, that they don't know anyone else who's experiencing it, that this tribe here is for that. Like, you have a place to know that you're not alone, that you have people that are experiencing these strange things too, and that you can come on here and feel like you have a community that can speak to you, and you can say your whole story without feeling kind of strange. Yeah, so that's my hope and wish for this this channel. And I've got lots and lots of videos on awakening and ascension. So hello, it looks like we have a viewer. Please say hi. Say hi. And are you part of, no, we lost them. Okay. Well, I got the awareness to come on live here while I was cleaning my kitchen, just to offer this invitation to see where we are. But let's see what this creates. I thought maybe there'd be a few more people on here live. Perhaps people will be coming on the replay and just hear a little bit about this. If you are on here, let me know what you'd like this channel to have more of. I know people are really into the chakra, the uncapping the chakra work, and also the sound healing, the light language. So I'm definitely going to be getting more of that. I just have to find the time. And uncapping the chakras, you know, it's just a consciousness that we have to be aware of. I have that playlist, and you can go through each chakra uncapping, and I'm going to be making a uncapping the chakra, like, long sound healing meditation music, and it is on my to-do list. I just haven't got to it yet. I have to set up the whole, like, sound room and everything like that to do it. But uncapping the chakra seems to be an interesting topic for some people, and it's basically an awareness that your chakra system is awakening and evolving, and it's a really important piece. So the chakras uncapping, along with the DNA activation, is things that are happening to our subtle and physical bodies during this awakening and ascension journey. And both happen because we have to raise the light inside these bodies. The subtle body, okay, is the basis of creating the physical body. I don't know if you knew that. Like, the chakras process, they take high frequency source energy and densify it so that we have a physical experience. But now that we're ascending, they have to uncap and they have to expand, and once they've uncapped and they evolve, they can allow more light into this physical body. And that's really exciting. So I don't know exactly how I know that. I think I know that from lots of different piecing a lot of different things together, and just my awareness after during Reiki training and stuff. But I just kind of started getting these pieces. And so uncapping the chakras, you can find those videos in my playlist, the Uncapping the Chakras. And I will be getting the sound healing in there, the long one. I do have a lot of other long sound healings, like you could do like hour ones or 8 hour or 3 hour if you're looking for a way to kind of reset, wind down during the night. My playlist is called Sound Healing, and you can go over to that playlist. So what questions and what shares do you have? What do you have? What's on your mind about awakening and ascension? Do you feel like you have reached your ascension journey? Or do you feel like you're still in your awakening journey? They kind of coincide. They kind of overlap, kind of like this, right? Because the awakening is starting to, decrease the density. It's the shadow work side. It's the dejection. It's a lot of ego death. And the awakening phase is sustaining higher frequencies and learning how to really kind of catch the body up. I feel like that's what the ascension phase is. So I know I have one viewer on here. Reveal yourself. Hi, well, thanks for tuning in here. I'm just doing the dishes here, and I thought I got the hit to kind of go live and just share some things about the channel and where I'm at with things. We're going live this Friday at 7 p.m. And so I wonder what topic. So if you have a topic you're very curious about in the awakening or ascension journey, please put it in the comments, because I'd love to have a topic for Friday, and I'd love to do a distant sound healing to help us in whatever way we can, or support us in any way. What's new in your world? I have a new course on Teachable called Vocal Toning for Manifesting. And I really love playing with the law of vibration, meaning that when I can cultivate vibration of inner peace and purpose and personal power, I really feel like manifesting becomes like that. And I kind of have an interest, I mentioned it on today's video about manifesting is not really about attracting, but about being the energy that of what you want to be in the world. And when those molecules are vibrating at that energy, and you're willing to be the energy to attract the energy, it's not really attracting as much as it's expanding the reality of that frequency. So it's not like this, it's like this, if that makes sense. So to me, like, I just saw on TikTok a woman just going off on the law of attraction. She was starting to say, like, it doesn't exist, it's ridiculous, and this and that. And it made me start thinking about it. And I really see the law of attraction, the law of assumption, and the law of vibration kind of all as the same thing, and people just having little different interpretations of it. And my interpretation is that what we are, we expand. And law of vibration says what we are, we attract. And I don't see it as an attraction as much as it's an expansion. It's a inner to outer rather than inner and then outer matches, if that makes sense. So yeah, I explained that a little bit more on my video today that I launched. So I'm curious, any Ascension Awakened people vegans? I'm curious about veganism. It's something I've wanted to try, and I've tried it a few times without success. I live with like 2 teenagers and a husband who's not interested in veganism at all. But lately I'm getting some signs from the universe and that maybe that would be helpful for my ascension journey. And so if you're watching right now, or if you're watching the replay, what do you know about veganism? Was it hard to transfer over if you did? Do you feel like it's helped you sustain your frequency? Let me know. Live viewer comments show up on the stream. Okay, so no comments yet. Just doing the dishes here. Oh, we got a comment. How do you get to the point of inner peace? I reach it at meditation. I know I'll get there one day. Do you have any recommendations? How do you get to the point of inner peace? I reach it at yes. Okay. So yes. Yay, though. What's so beautiful is that you reach it during meditation. So what I like to do is kind of make a marker of that. Like I love using vocal toning. So when you're feeling that state of inner peace, what I would do is make a tone. Okay. And what you're going to do is train yourself basically. So every time you reach the state of inner peace with meditation, make that tone. Now you have like an in the moment tool. So when you're going about your day and you feel like, oh, it's like you don't feel peaceful, you feel rushed, overwhelmed, whatever, pause, remember your meditation, and just see if you can let that tone out to help you remind you of that state. And the more you practice this, you create this bridge to inner peace. So it's not going to be instant, but if you're willing to play with this as a tool and a practice for a while, try it for like a week, try it for a month. Every time you meditate and feel peace, make that sound. And then every time you're overwhelmed or not at peace and you catch yourself, like I'd like to feel better, pause and make that note. That has been really helpful to me. I would say also too, like up your meditation practice. Do you practice meditation often? Just curious. Maxine? How many times a week do you meditate? So meditation can be upped. So if you do it every day, maybe up the time. If you don't do it every day, then make sure you do it every day for at least 5 to 15 minutes. If you're there already and you still haven't reached the inner peace isn't sustaining, then I would do it for 20 to 40 minutes. Another thing about, I'll be back in an hour. Okay. Another thing about inner peace, the more you work through your shadow, your trauma, your old density, that old programming, 3 to 4 times a day. Wow. Good. Okay. Good for you. That's a lot of meditation. So I would start working with the denser frequencies of trauma. Like if your mind is really active and you like, yeah. So there could be some shadow stuff that's happening and that's reminding you of some childhood trauma and things like that. So doing the work with that. So visiting the denser places. So before you get into bliss with meditation, sit with where the density is. My ego's dissolving, gets annoying to worry too much, so much. Yeah, it does get annoying to worry so much. You kind of get sick of yourself, don't you? Yeah, you get kind of sick of yourself. You get kind of sick of being so triggered. You get kind of like, so, you're heading for some, it looks like ego's dissolving, the ego deaths. And sometimes ego deaths can be hard, right? They can be, they almost feel like suicidal tendencies, right? Thoughts. I've been through that. It can be hard. And just know that if you are in an awakening process, most likely it's just the ego dying. And just keep allowing it to go. Keep allowing it to go. But that is key. The ego dissolving is what is needed. It needs to happen. Once the ego dissolves and the pain body is resolved, our natural state is inner peace. And so I would try that somatic, like vortex marker, I call it, that tone, where when you are in a bliss state after meditation, make the note, the tone, ooh, and then when you are feeling worry or overwhelmed, make the note. And if you do it long enough times, you'll create that bridge. Where that note will be very powerful to bring you instantly back to that inner peace. That's been my experience. So I hope that was helpful. And it doesn't have to be super pretty sound. I'm actually a singer-songwriter for 25 years. So it's like, it doesn't have to be a super pretty sound, you know, it's just a note, you know, when you're in your peaceful state, just make that note. Does that sound like something you can do? Let me see if I have any more comments. Okay. And I tend to have a lot of inner peace these days, but I've gone through a lot. I've gone through a lot of contrast in my life, and I've gone through a lot of different energy work processes. I've gone through a lot of singing. Totally works on it. Yes, I'll totally work on it. Awesome. Yeah, give it a try and tune back into one of my videos and let me know how it worked, because that is definitely a practice that works really well for me. But and I have a lot of videos on other techniques and stuff like that. Actually, you know what? In the descriptions of this video, I just launched an online course called Vocal Toning for Manifesting. And we go into all of this. It's about managing the gap. And it's for people like you who meditate, who have done work, personal growth work, spiritual work, yet they're still feeling themselves like here. They're not at their total vortex of inner peace, right? And so in the course, we manage this gap through a vocal toning journey. You might be interested in that. So on the video I just launched today, there's the link for the vocal toning for manifesting course. Go take a look. That might really be perfect, because I talk about the 3 P's in that course. And it's all about getting to sustaining inner peace, a sense of purpose, and personal power. So that might be really interesting to you. So yeah, it's in the description of my last video that I just posted today, and then I'll put it, once this is done, I'll put it in this description too. But I'd be so excited to see you'd be the first person to take the course. I just launched it yesterday, and I'd be so curious to see how it works for you. But all the best, and it's so beautiful. Thank you for striving for inner peace and helping our planet ascend. Yeah, it's so nice. It's so nice having friends in this tribe with like-mindedness and on these similar missions. And then the fact that you are meditating 3 to 4 times a day, that just shows your commitment. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So thank you. All right, so I got to get to the pots and pans here, and I think it's going to get kind of loud. It's going to get kind of loud. So I'm going to say good night, and thank you, Maxime, for tuning in live. I really appreciate it, and I hope my suggestion helps. And for those of you on the replay, thanks for getting to this end, and thank you for the light that you be on the planet. Join me on this coming Friday, 7 p.m. with an Ascension, an awakening topic, Q&A, and some distant sound healing. Bye.